Member of Parliament Babu Owino will definitely be spending the next 7 nights in custody at the Nairobi remand prison, and this is in opposition to what his defense lawyers wanted him to be remanded at the Gigiri police station, saying he will not interfere with witnesses. Of course, the prosecution had brought forth a very interesting charge sheet and a very strong case against the lawmaker, but his demeanor, he was quite calm, quiet most of the time, and very intentive listening to the court proceedings. He did get a chance to speak at some point once the magistrate Francis Andai made his decision and his ruling on his bail application. Of course, that will not be happening. So the prosecution, of course, talked about a number of things, saying that if he was released on bail as per the request of his defense lawyers, then that means he will be interfering with the witnesses as well as the victim, that is DJ Evolve, also known formally as Felix Orinda, in hospital. But also, interestingly enough to note, is the fact that Babu Owino came backed up by a barrage of lawyers, 7 to be specific, which included his lead counsel, Cliff Ombeta. We also had Dunstan Omari as well as Charles Omanga. So those were his defense lawyers, and the prosecution on its side, of course, was being represented by the deputy director at the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. But some of the issues as well raised by the defense was the issue to do with his presumption of innocence. That is Article 50 of the Constitution, saying that once he has pleaded not guilty to those charges, then he can be allowed bail. And of course, what they said was he can go and prepare for his case. But of course, the magistrate Francis Andai did not take that into account. And maybe also to mention another thing with regards to that bail application, the judge ruled that it should be prepared by the probation department at the Milimani Law Courts, and this should include the views of Felix Orinda, who is in critical condition in hospital. That's according to the prosecution, saying that nobody has talked about his views on this case. So once that has been adopted into this particular case, and that is when, after 7 days, that is on the 27th of January, then the judge can be able to see whether he is eligible and whether there should be even have any hearing to do with a bail application for Babu Owino. So at this point, he is going to be remanded. He's right now still at the Milimani Law Courts police cells. He is going to be taken to the Nairobi remand area prison. His family was here. His wife has been given custody of the car, which is apparently at the Kilimani police station. So she's been allowed to go with the car. But for Babu Owino, it is now just a wait and see. Of course, I will be bringing you more details of some of the issues that the prosecution has brought forth, and of course why the defense was very strong in defending him and saying that he should be allowed to go home and prepare for his case, saying that the prosecution does not have critical evidence to bring forth and prove to show that the lawmaker actually did this. So very interesting case that will be following very closely, Olive.
Zainab, did you hear anything in court that lends credence to those reports that DJ Evolve has forgiven the legislator?
Well, according to everything that has been said by the prosecution and of course the defense, there was nothing of that sort that came out. All we know, according to the prosecution, is the fact that the DJ, that is Felix Orinda, is still in critical condition, but no one has been able to take his views yet, and that is why Magistrate Francis Andai did order the 7 days to allow his views to be incorporated into that bail report that is going to be prepared by the probation department here in the court.